Welcome to the second episode of the PhD podcast, aka the Player Hating Degree podcast. It's your boy Teddy.
And your boy Marcus.
And today we're going to talk about the NBA 2022-2023 season, the upcoming predictions. Marcus, what's first on this topic?
Well, first on the topic, we're going to end up discussing with certain things of who's going to place how many games, who's going to win, and we're also going to end up talking about who's going to win the championship and like your picks of the year. So first on the docket, we're going to just do something very simple of how many games do you think Zion Williamson will play this year?
Zion, okay. I mean, he looked healthy in the preseason for the first game. I liked a couple moves he had. I say he'll play about over 50. Out of 82 games, I believe he will play over 50.
So 50 is your base number?
Yes, 50 is my over and under, and I would take the over on that.
Okay, my pick, I said 62 games.
Okay.
That's my exact number. And for Ben Simmons, how many games do you think he's going to play?
I think Ben Simmons will play more games than Zion.
I agree with that.
I see him playing I wouldn't say a full 82, but I would say he plays majority of the games. I mean, last year was all about the money, all about the Benjamins, and he definitely got his keep. Some will argue he should have not got it, but you know what? Shout out to him for getting his money. I think he will show up this year for Brooklyn. I mean, they need him. And he will, I say he plays 70% of his games at least. Majority of the games he will be there.
So, slightly over 62 to 70.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'll make any threes. I'll leave that alone. I won't even touch that one.
Well, that's a whole different thing. But, you think he's going to have an attempt?
He'll definitely have to get an attempt off. I mean, they're going to leave him open like 7-Eleven in the corner especially. So, I mean, he'll probably at least I'd say he gets 3 attempts. I don't know if he makes any of them, though.
Okay, I can see that. For me, for the amount of games I think Ben Simmons is going to play is 74.
Oh, okay. That's like 80%. All right, yeah.
Yeah, like, he got his money, like you said before. So, and he had a whole year to rest, heal up some of those nagging injuries. So, I think he'd be ready to go. And for our other topic, when we talk about wins, how many games do you think the Clippers are going to win?
I mean, I don't know how they're going to do the load management this year with Kawhi. I mean, their win total right now is 52.5 on the betting line. So, as long as they're healthy, they could definitely go over that. But like I said, with Kawhi, it's always load management. They got John Wall this year off free agency. They're bringing PG back. I mean, they're running it back basically with John Wall. I wouldn't take their winning total over because of the load management situation, but I could see them winning 48 to 50 games. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I would go under 52.5 on their season total just because of the load management situation and knowing Ty Lue, depending where they are in the standings late in the season, they might drop a couple games just off playoff matchups.
Yes, because they are notorious for doing stuff like that, so, But my pick, I ended up choosing 54 wins.
So you would take the over on the betting total, because their betting line is 52.5. You would go over on that.
Yeah, 54, because that'll probably get you like a nice solid 6 seed?
I mean, in the West, you got to win 50 games to get in the playoffs.
That's why I said 54.
Yeah, I would just go under based off load management. I don't trust Kawhi in LA. I trust Kawhi in Toronto, the one and done. I don't trust him in LA. I mean,
well, he did 1 year, and he wants to make sure he got paid, so you had to play that.
And we haven't seen him since. Last time I seen Kawhi play a playoff game was in Dallas.
And that was, 2020?
We still had to wear masks at the time, I recall.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That quad injury, so, does certain things like that to you.
Yeah, I would go under, though, if you, like you said. I would go under.
And with the Raptors.
Yeah, so with the Raptors, the betting line total right now is 46.5. I mean, I will go under that because the teams in the East are going to get better, such as Brooklyn, Philly, even Miami, Boston, without a coach. But I would go under 46.5. The playing game would be a successful season for them on my perspective.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You think a play-in game? So you think they're going to completely fall off the cliff? Like, they were already a 4 seed last year. So you think that they're going to take 3 steps back to a play-in game?
I could see them taking a step back. I wouldn't say 3 steps back. I could definitely see them taking a step back. I mean, if Scotty Barnes doesn't,
Now, that sounds like 3 steps back to me.
it's 2 steps, and I'm gonna break it down for you. Why?
Okay, let's hear this.
So if Scotty Barnes doesn't have a sophomore slump, they could definitely exceed over 46.5. But if he does have a sophomore slump, who's gonna fill that void for him from last year?
What do you mean? Siakam said he's going to be top 5.
Yeah, you don't even look at. Can you say that with a straight face right now? Siakam's gonna be top 5. Siakam don't even have top 5 moves. Like I said, if he's gonna continue to spin move Beyblade, which everybody reads a mile away, he's gonna have that. I don't even want to talk about his carryover game. I mean, I hope he gets reward points with those carryover moves.
Oh God!
But
like, leave the man alone. Let him live.
And if is Van Fleet gonna get you 20 a game again?
Yeah.
Okay, so they need those 3 things to be consistent. They need Siakam to do what he did last year, Scotty Barnes to take a step up, and Van Fleet to get you 20 a game. If they do those three things, they will be lucky to get 47 wins or 48 wins, which will get them a 6th seed, a 5th seed.
You think 48 wins is going to get you a 6 seed?
I think 40. I think if I know, I'm saying they go under
Wow.
that. I'm saying they go under that.
And I think they're going to get like 48 wins and be a 4 seed personally, but that's just me.
No, they can. They can if those 3 things happen. If Scotty Barnes elevates his game to becoming an all-star, if Siakam becomes an all-second team, if Van Fleet gets you 20. I don't even want to talk about OG. I don't know what OG's going to do. That is...
Well, he has to actually play first, because that's just a whole different discussion, but, you know.
No, I agree. The best availability is availability.
For sure. Because I'm like, yeah, that's just different enough itself, realistically. Alright, and who do you think is going to win Rookie of the Year?
Ooh, Rookie of the Year. That's a good one. I mean, unfortunately with I had Chet Holmgren, but with that injury he took during one of those
Summer League game?
Yeah, like one of those tours they do where those it's not even it's like a for fun pickup runs they have. That was brutal for him. So that was my guy that I had. He's out. So right now, Paulo Banchero is the betting favorite at plus 180. Then you got Keegan Murray, Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about the Rookie of the Year this year. Last year, Scotty was a good pick, even though I did doubt him in the beginning.
Oh, I completely doubted him. I was so mad when Toronto drafted him. Like, once we got midway through the season, it's like one of those, I'm sorry, Scotty. I was wrong.
I'm gonna have I don't know about Rookie of the Year, but if I had to do a pick, like I said, I would have took Chet Holmgren, but he fell off. I would go with Paulo if Orlando can get 30 wins. If Orlando gets 30 wins, he gets you almost 20 a game.
Okay. Pablo is also my answer, because there's no, like, real clear-cut person. Kind of like the Chet Holmgren pick, too, but he got hurt, and he's not playing this year. But that kind of really helps with OKC's player development. Because then, you know, they're not going to win that many games. They'll probably win, like, 22, 23 wins. So, just off of that, Shea's going to do his thing. Still making his money and doing what he does. So, and they got a bunch of draft picks as well.
Yeah, I agree. They're definitely going to be a team in the future.
Alright, and for our other topic, you think Boston can make a run at it again in the East?
I not a big Boston person. I hope they don't do well every day of the week, from Sunday to Saturday. I hope like, you know, it's acid rain out there. Not literally, like, you know, just figure of speech. But
okay.
they're gonna be a top 4 seed in the East. I'll concede that.
Okay, at least you're living in reality. I was about to sound like.
Yeah, they'll be a top 4 seed in the East. I don't know if they'll make the finals again. I mean, they did get better adding Malcolm Brogdon to the team. That's good. That's a big pickup. That's a big pickup for them.
What about Blake?
Blake who?
Oh my God. I know.
Steve Blake? He's back in the league. I didn't know Steve Blake was back in the league. I mean,
Yeah, Blake Griffin got signed the other day, like last week or something like
Blake
that.
Griffin. Oh, shout out to Blake Griffin being on the Celtics. Okay. I mean,
Well, as Jalen Rose once said, keep getting them checks, Blake.
yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know about Boston. We'll see. I mean, if they could beat Philly, if they could beat Brooklyn again and Miami, then they definitely could go back to the finals. But I don't see them being Brooklyn again, especially because Ben Simmons is there this time.
And actually gonna play.
Oh yeah. Ben Simmons is he's the only player besides LeBron and Giannis that I can guard 1 to 5, and Kawhi, of course. They can guard 1 to 5, swap, switch.
And in Bam's opinion, he thinks he can guard 1-5 too. But
Yo, he got feet of stones. Well, we'll see.
because even alright, so with our other topic, we're gonna look at. Do you think Golden State's gonna repeat?
Golden State's is gonna get better. So a lot of people, you're like, how do you mean they're gonna get better? Who did they sign? They didn't sign anyone. They got James Wiseman coming back. He was a number 2 pick a couple years ago. He's a 7-foot coordinated Chris Bosh, from my perspective. They're gonna be better this year. Oh man, they're the betting favorite to win the chip again, going back to back at plus 600.
Yeah, because that was my pick about Golden State gonna win it again. I think they're gonna repeat. They're gonna run it back. Clay has another healthy year back. Re-listening on those injuries.
Yeah, I mean, their season total right now is at 52.5. I would go over that.
I definitely pick over that
I would
for sure.
I'd take over that, yes.
All right, and what do you think with Phoenix's aftermath with all this Robert Sarver stuff, the DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul's another year older, then Luka torched them. So, what do you think's gonna happen with Phoenix?
Honestly, this is how I see the Suns' season coming into this coming year. If they have a bad start, if they're maybe 4 games above 500 by January, almost All-Star break,
Someone's getting fired?
DeAndre Ayton will get moved. He will get moved if they're like a bit over 500. Or if they're under 500, he's definitely getting moved. He will get moved. But the one thing about that whole owner situation, I ain't gonna say his name, the whole owner saga, Chris Paul has experience with dealing with owners in this situation.
Yes, he really does.
He has experience, and
This is not his first rodeo.
exactly. So, I mean, he could definitely show some leadership and guidance on how to handle these things as a professional. I mean, you don't want to slander your boss when he's the one who cuts the check, but at the same time can't act accordingly. So I'm sure he will coordinate these guys on how to be professionals about it. So I don't see it affecting their gameplay or affecting Monty Williams' coaching strategies throughout the season. But if they do have a bad start, I believe DeAndre Ayton will be the first ticket out of town.
Okay. For me, I just think that team goes as far as Chris Paul takes them.
I agree.
So it's all in, what is Chris Paul's health? And if Chris Paul does not stay healthy, it's going to be a complete dumpster fire. Because even before Chris Paul got there, yeah, see that whole other Chris Bosh joke kind of got to me and made me think about that. But
James Wiseman's Chris Bosh 2.0, man.
But with Chris Paul, the way that he's end up changing away franchises for every team he goes to, they just get better. Because Phoenix has been not the best team over the last 10 years after Steve Nash was gone.
I just want to say one thing about the Suns before we take it over. That game 7 they had against Dallas Mavericks, they gotta come back hungry, man. They gotta come back hungry. I don't know how much. I can't recall how many points they were down going into the fourth quarter, but it was like bad.
40.
It was bad. I mean, that was a high school slap. They gotta come back better. I mean, anytime you are down, I think Luka Doncic almost had more points than them at halftime. Anytime that is a scenario in a professional setting, you gotta come back hungry. You gotta not only want to beat them down, you gotta stomp on them the next time you see them.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's like some stuff you be doing in 2K. Exactly. And playing on like rookie mode and be changing the game sliders and stuff like that. But besides that, let's go into the big elephant in the room. The LA Lakers saga.
Oh, the gift that keeps on giving. That's the team I grew up rooting for, so I'm a little biased when it comes to the Lakers. What do you want to go into with the Lakers? What's first?
Well, What do you think's gonna happen with Westbrook's contract?
I mean, there's only 1 year left. I don't see the big deal. There's only two scenarios you could really do with Westbrook. You could either you gotta ride him this year, like let him play it out, or you gotta move him. I don't know what they're gonna move him for.
Oh, I was about to say and move him for what?
I mean, the rumor deal that's been sitting on the table for the whole summer is the Pacers with Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, 2 draft picks for Westbrook. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not.
I don't think that's gonna happen because if it was, it would have happened already.
Exactly.
Personally.
Plus, the Lakers could use depth right now, especially if you got Turner.
They ain't got none, but
no, if they did make the move, you could put AD at the 4, Turner at the 5. You get a shooter in Buddy Hield, but Buddy Hield's very inconsistent. He's like a JJ Redick downgrade. Best way I could describe it.
I agree with that statement.
Yeah, so I think Westbrook will stay on the Lakers this year. They're probably gonna run a combo guard lineup with Pat Bev at point, Russ will play at the 2, LeBron at 3. 80 at the 5. I don't know who's going to be there for. That's the big question, in my opinion.
Yeah, because just even with the Lakers and themselves, like, I'm a Lakers fan too, but I don't trust that roster. Because I was so optimistic even coming into last season of what they were going to do, and they completely underachieved, and I was really disappointed into that.
Yeah, they got the same season win total as the Raptors at 46.5. I wouldn't even touch that. I wouldn't. If you put a gun to my head, I would say pull the trigger because I can't give you an answer.
Because it's one of those, you don't know where that's going to go whatsoever. But with the start of the season coming in, who's your pick for MVP?
MVP, I don't want to say Jokic for a three-peat because that's just very unrealistic. I mean, he got it a couple years because he had to work with less. He got Jamal Murray coming back this year. He's got Michael Porter Jr. coming back. Aaron Gordon's probably going to get better. So Luka Doncic is the favorite right now at plus 450, followed by Joel Embiid and Giannis. Those are your top 3 favorite choices. I don't know who my MVP pick is right now. It's too unpredictable this year. I feel like this season's going to be a wild card. It's going to be up and down. I can't give you an MVP answer, but if I had to take a dark
horse?
Yeah, if I would go with a dark horse, I would have to go with Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Buckets?
I'm gonna explain why.
Okay, I definitely got to hear this.
And Jimmy Butler is plus 4,000. So the scenario is, if you don't understand how betting works, is if you put $100 on Jimmy Butler to win the MVP, you get $4,000 back. And my scenario is, if Jimmy Butler can get you 25, 28 range points per game, Miami gets the number 1 seed, winning 60 plus. He's the alpha leader on the team. The award will go to him.
Okay.
And he's a two-way player. He also plays defense. If he can prove that he's an all-NBA first-team type of person this year, type of player, I mean, he did take his Heat to the bubble finals a couple years back, so he has proven that he can lead.
That's a long shot, man.
That's why I said it's a long shot. That's why I said this year it could be anyone's award. And he has proven that he can lead a team to the finals. As long as he puts up the numbers, like on the stat-wise, it could be his. But it's a long shot. It's a crazy long shot. But it wouldn't surprise me.
A deep one. Well, we can even end up segueing this into another question. What do you think about Tyler Hero's contract?
He got a good agent. He got a good agent. I'm always about players getting their money, even if they're the scrub on the team. If you can get your money, because
keep getting them checks, man.
Yeah, because the way these owners make money off revenue, TV stream, merchandise, tickets through the door. I mean, for the players, why not?
Well, he definitely drove up the price for other free agents. So, like, if you're a player, your contract's up. It's like, thank you, because a 6-man got $130 million.
Hey, Michael Porter Jr. got $200 million for playing like 60 games.
I still don't know how he got that. I'm like, yo, whoever his agent is, I'll bow down to that guy, because, like, you're a god. Like, how'd you do that in of itself? Like, come on, man.
I agree.
But for my pick for MVP, I went with Joel Embiid. Like, I still think that he got robbed and shafted last year.
All right, we gotta rewind that, but carry on.
What? I thought Embiid was gonna win MVP. Like, he was my guy who I ended up looking at, but
were they the first seed?
No.
Did he have another All-Star on his team?
No.
What do you mean? Yeah, James Harden.
James Harden was an All-Star? The
James
way
Harden
he
wasn't all,
played?
last year. He was an all-star. I mean, he was the last pick in that all-star draft.
Oh, yes, he was. See, he had such a down year that I didn't even look at that.
But Joel was a front runner in the beginning. Like, he was leading the race, but I think Jokic overtook him when he was doing the whole 2,000 points, 5,000 points, 2,000 rebounds, and the 500 assists thing. When he did that, I was like, yo, you got to give it to him, man. And plus, he carried Denver, man. That guy carried. Can you name the starting five Denver had last year?
I actually really can't.
See, at least we can name the Philly starting five. That's the difference. That's why I would give it to Jokic last year, and he played in the West, which is a harder schedule, harder teams, more competition, and plus the showdown they had. You check the numbers. Jokic outplayed Embiid that day.
He did.
And they took the W in Philly. And it came down to the last 2 minutes when those two went up against each other, and Jokic took Embiid to school.
No, he did his thing. Like, I'm not going against Jokic. I just thought Embiid had a more impactful season, but that was just me.
Yeah, he dropped the ball at the end, though. I mean, Embiid was the front runner. He had it. He just couldn't close the deal. And I understand he had to work with the whole Ben Simmons saga, which is very difficult. So, like, it takes a mental thing on some people. I mean, Joel Embiid had it. I mean, he could win it this year, too. That's a good pick. I actually salute that pick. I mean, James Harden's game has declined. If Joel Embiid can get you 30 and 12, it's his award.
I agree with that.
If they're a top 2 seed, he gets you 30 and 12, and he plays 60 games, his award.
Yeah, because they'll just give it back to him just for not winning it last year of our bad guys.
Yeah, consistently, and he's playing consistent. Like, he has consistent numbers.
Nah, for sure. Because like even just the way he ended up doing certain things last year, he might just do it.
Yeah.
And lastly, looking at with the passing of Bill Russell that happened earlier in this season, and all the teams are wearing the patch of number 6, do you think that they might end up doing something a little different, like for the up and coming seasons of like a Jackie Robinson day, and like kind of do that for like the start of the season and everyone wears number 6, kind of like baseball?
I know they got the number 6 on the patch. They got a patch. Every team's rocking a patch this year. When you said the Jackie Robinson thing, you mean like how baseball does it? Like everybody wears the number for the week or for the day.
Yeah, for the day.
Similar like what they do with Roberto Clemente in baseball.
Yeah, same thing.
I don't know how that would work because like the whole jersey sales thing. I mean, I'm for it though. I got no issue if everybody wore the number 6 for a week or for a day, because not everybody plays on the same day in basketball.
Yeah.
Like, if they did it for a week, I'd be cool with it. What about you? Like, what do you think? I'm cool with that, though, if everybody wore number 6 for a week.
Yeah, I think because that also helps just with jersey sales, too, and merchandise. Because then you could still rebrand it, do other things with it, and it still carries on the legacy of Bill Russell. And you can always end up remembering of all the great contributions that he's done for the game of basketball on and off the court.
Yeah, the only thing I hate about Bill Russell was he played for the Celtics. If he played for any other team but the Celtics, I mean, I'd tip my cap and salute him, but he played for the Celtics, so, like, it's like, but, everything he did, though, like, culture-wise, for humanity, I salute him. I salute him for that, 100%, most definitely.
Because he had himself a full life, that's definitely for sure.
Yeah. All right, and that concludes our basketball episode for the NBA for 2022-2023. Any final words, Marcus?
Just tune in, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon for the FIFA World